It's like, oh, killing kids. Oh, backward.
Welcome to the Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to an Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne. We are here in an exciting episode with a very special guest, Erin Feeley from The Brick, the hostess with the mostest. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, definitely.
How you
And
guys
second, we're doing great. And I'll tell you, because there's a piece of shit on the other end who's way less important to you, and his name's Wayne Russell. How you doing, Wayne?
I was doing a lot better about 30 seconds ago. Thanks for that confidence boost.
I tear you down to bring you up. I love you. All right. So, Wayne, you had a great time last week at The Brick. Well, we had an episode that came out. You hopefully all have seen it, about it. And now we're interviewing the host. So tell us about your time there real quick, Wayne, before we start asking Erin about herself.
Yeah, so I was really excited about coming to your mic, Erin. It was kind of a far drive for me, but you told me 10-minute sets, and I never did anything like that. So I was pumped to try to, put something together and speak for that long without being out of breath, which is tough for me. but yeah, I was really excited about it. We go to some of the same mics over and over, and you see the same people. So sometimes telling the same jokes to the same people, you kind of don't know what's working anymore or what doesn't. So I was excited for a new area, which is an hour and a half north of me. A whole new group of people. I didn't see anybody I knew, which was awesome. And I brought back.
You don't hang out at nursing homes. That's why. God damn. That was awesome.
So that was the other thing that I loved. When I walked in and I saw the age, it was not a problem for me. I'm fine with that. I was so excited because I'm not one to call an audible. I know what I'm doing a day or two before I'm going, and that's what I'm doing. And you heard the shit that came out of my mouth. I apologize to the mayor of Dover and all of his cohorts because I think they probably had some nightmares. Or one lady was extremely disgusted by me.
Yeah, she didn't forgive you when you
or at least
apologized.
showed it. She definitely didn't forgive me. But
No, they're there for it. They love it. The mayor comes pretty often. Like, he'll come to the Fury show. He's great. They're here for the jokes.
that's awesome.
They are. They just did not laugh when we got to the AIDS part. That was tough. They lived through it. That's for sure. Too close to home.
So I have questions about your mic and what happened when we went there last week. But before we go too far, I want to get into your background. How long have you been doing comedy?
Started in 2015.
Holy shit. Good for you.
Yeah, I've been around a while. I wasn't consistent with it for a couple of years because I reproduced and such. So I was kind of off the wagon for about a year after my second kid, and it was actually starting the mic there that got me back on the horse.
That's awesome.
And
Well, what got you into comedy in the first place? What made you want to start? What made it so you would go on stage for the first time?
I started with Toastmasters. If you don't know what that is, it's like a club dedicated toward learning public speaking and like writing speeches, and they do things like they'll count how many times you say when you get up, and I kind of started that on a whim. I just wanted to be better at talking in general. Like, I wasn't really interested in public speaking per se. I just wanted to be better at regular speaking. And then it was there at Toastmasters, this older lady was talking about how she had started doing stand-up and she was touring nationally, and I was like, how do you do that? And she said, take this class with Amy T down in Beverly. So I did, and the rest is history.
Wow, that's awesome.
Kind of a random turn
that
of
whole
events,
thing about
but
Toastmasters and counting that's like my arch nemesis. I record.
it definitely makes you
I
aware.
record. We both record every set we do. Just as we consider it good practice, so you can go back and listen and try to adjust. And the amount of times I say holy shit, it's absolutely horrendous. But
Person at each meeting to they keep a tally of how many ums, and they tell you at the end of it how many ums you had in your speech.
Wow.
oh my god,
What a thankless job that
that
fucking
sounds
is, huh?
horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody must hate that person.
Yeah, definitely.
Different person every week, so everybody gets the shit end of the stick.
So, do you remember your first joke that you ever told on stage?
My first really good bit, I think, that I had done the first time I did stand up, which was at the end of Amy T's class, was the Brazilian bit that I still do to this day. I have altered it a little bit and added to it because it got kind of, it's like my old reliable. I know it gets laughs, but I get so sick of telling it. Like, I could tell it in my sleep. But so that's probably my first big joke that I told.
Really kind of upset because, as you know, I was late. Anthony, you're muted. You didn't push the button hard enough.
Fuck. I know. I keep hitting the button though. It's not on me.
I was upset. I was late because when I got there, both Anthony and Justin told me that your set was hilarious. So I'm kind of sad I missed it. But they both mentioned that bit in
I
particular.
don't think I did the Brazilian bit. I did? Okay.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned it. In
Oh,
the,
yeah,
what
I
I was trying
included
to
it
say
after.
when I cucked myself is that I mentioned it in our reaction show how great of a bit that was.
Well, it was one of my first. Oldie but goodie.
So that was my other question was, do you still do it? But obviously you do.
Yep, I did it this past week too. That was my opening thing because I was just so busy. I was like, I haven't written anything and I need something funny.
That's great.
But I do try usually to write something new every week or like alter a bit that I've done, change it in some way and see if it flies. You know, because I see it as like a valuable practice time for me too, on top of just trying to run a good
It's
mic.
hard with kids.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because we all three of us have kids. It's tough. Yours obviously a little older.
Goddamn.
Mine's 4. Anthony's going to be 2 in a month. 2 years old in 1 month. So we know the pain. It's tough to get the time to sit down and write. And for me, anyways, when I get to that point, I'm like, I'm going to open up my laptop. Most times I'm like, nope, I'm not. So,
Yeah.
but good for you for being
I
consistent.
couldn't imagine writing on a laptop. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, I tried the notebook. I didn't like it. I always had the panic of like, I'm going to leave this somewhere and somebody's going to know how much of a shit human being I am.
No, they're gonna put you in fucking jail if someone gets that book. The thoughts that don't make the stage.
Yeah.
You're going down. All right, Aaron. So
When you guys were there and Brian was like, "Oh, killing kids. Oh, back." That was the week you.
oh yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah, you sure
Yeah.
was. So we talked about your first mic, but what made you do it? Like, what is your like inspiration for getting into comedy?
I just thought it sounded cool and badass, and so I went from Toastmasters to Amy T's class, so that was part of the class. Was at the end of it, we did a show, and we all had to go up and perform what we had written in class. So my first time performing was at a recital, I guess, a comedy recital, after the class rather than a mic. And then from there, she encouraged us to venture out and try other open mics.
Did you have any inspirations, like comedian wise, like Stephen Wright or anybody like that you kind of pulled from, where you're like, okay, I kind of like this person's comedy. Maybe I'll kind of aim towards that.
Not at first, but as I started doing it more and meeting people in the scene, I discovered Jamie Loftus. Have you ever heard of her?
I have not.
She's from Boston. She relocated to LA, but I just love all of her, everything that she's done. She's brilliant. And then when I was creeping on her one day, I noticed that we have the same birthday, and I was like, oh, well, maybe that's why I love her so much. And then I discovered that we both used to wear a back brace. I was like, oh, we're just a breed now. And but she's a big comedy inspiration.
A guy I work with, he does astrology and too much. And if he found out that you guys had the same birthday, he would go on for like 35 minutes about how you're intertwined in the soul and that you need to go out to LA with her. So Think about it.
You know, what if I could?
Oh God, me too. If I can just get the hell out of here, I tell you.
Yeah, no shit.
You say that because I'm tomorrow launching custom birth charts that I've been working on in the background. So now I just have like templates where I can, if somebody orders it, I can just get their chart and like change their name and then boom, beautiful piece of art. There you go. But it's been a fun little project. Yeah.
Do you have a website for that?
It's on Etsy.
Etsy, nice.
I'm
So
just
if you
getting
send us the
started.
Etsy link after
Yeah.
this, we'll put it in the description of the video too. So if you want to get your birth plate, you get that shit. If I said that right.
I will. Aye, aye, Captain.
Nice.
So, do you do other open mics up there? I know you host that one, right? You don't host any others, but do you go out to some of the other other local open mics?
When I can, it's hard for me to get out when I'm not working or having a gig because I work at the Brick on top of doing the mic there, and then I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, so I think that helps honestly because it's like my home, my coworkers. Like, I could be on my bullshit, and there's like, yeah, that's Erin.
Is that? I mean, obviously you're very funny, so it probably doesn't happen to you. But is that not like horrifying for you? Like if you go up and let's say you're trying out new jokes and you bomb, and then you have to go in the next day, and they're all like, "Wow, you ate shit."
No, I eat shit there every week. I don't care.
I couldn't do it. Like we talk about it. Where we used to talk about it fairly often. Where I'm like a glutton for punishment. Like I said, I tape everything, and I used to just like send it off to like all my coworkers and friends because I was just like I was proud of getting up on stage because it was something I wanted to do. Don't shake your head.
It's just so.
I was proud
such
of
a lame thing.
I was proud of there was a like a bucket list thing for me, so I was proud that I did it. So I was sharing it with everybody. I wasn't expecting to continue going on, but as I did, I kept
What he didn't
sharing
think
it,
though, he didn't tell anybody. But what he didn't think was that if he did a bit about finding like his dad's old porn, he shouldn't send it to his dad. But
I did. I made him.
decided.
I made him watch it in front of me,
He did, yeah.
and he definitely didn't. He definitely didn't like it. He told me he
No.
liked it, and he's listening. He's going to listen to this, and he's going to call me,
Yeah.
and he's going to go, "No, I really did. No, you didn't. You didn't.
No.
I called you a creep."
Yeah.
I had this
all
joke
jokes.
that I did when I was pregnant. I was very pregnant. I was like, I think it was like 5 days before I gave birth or something. It was the semifinals of New England's Funniest 2 years ago, and I had this joke about how I'm having some pelvic pain, so my OB suggested keeping my knees together. It's a little late for that, lady. Like, thanks for the fucking great advice. I've been having a lot of pelvic pain. I don't know if you can tell by my Frankenstein waddle. My OB suggested keeping my knees together. I think it's a little late for that. Thanks for the pro tip, lady. When I was making the plan, like my birth plan with her, I forgot about that joke and I just, sent her the link and I was like, yeah, because she had known about my upcoming comedy show and asked how it went, and I was like, yeah, here's the link, and I forgot that I did that bit. So can relate to the dad porn thing.
So bringing that up, as a host, do you ever watch any comedians go up there and just like hear some of the shit that comes out of their mouth and go, "Oh my god!" Like, because you said like the mayor of Dover's there, and you have your normal customers that are there. Do you ever hear something and go, "God, they're gonna hate that. I'm gonna get an earful from them"?
Yes, it's rare. It is rare. There was one night in particular. 'Cause the mic used to be at 7 instead of 8, and there's one night. It was pretty busy in there, but a lot of people in there were there for dinner, not really for the mic. And it was just back to back. The first two comedians that went up were like, F-bomb this, my huge cock that, want to hear this period sex story. And we just watched half the restaurant like clear out. And they're just shooting me daggers, like, come on. And then that's when they're like, maybe we should start the mic at 8 so there are less people eating dinner. And I was like, it's probably smart.
They must have loved me. 5 minutes of sucking dick. I apologize.
No, you were great. No, like I said, it's rare. Like, it was very apparent that it was like, read the room, guys. Like, the room, half the room is getting up and
did we lose her?
leaving right now. Oh.
Yeah,
Hello?
we lost you. I think you're back though.
Housekeeping?
Yeah, we
there
lost
she
you
is.
for like 10 seconds.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, Wayne was just saying how he
That was
did
your fault.
5 minutes of dick jokes, but it was actually like 8 minutes of dick jokes. Yeah.
No, no, you guys were great. It was really, that was a very isolated incident where it was like, dude, read the room. Like, you could literally, you're watching the room like leave. And
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
that wasn't the case with you guys. It's rarely the case.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's the only instance I can really think of. But
To be fair, I don't have much more other than those kind of jokes. I'm
Yeah,
a little,
there's
on that.
his dick talk joke, which is 5 minutes of complete Guinness World Record dick amount, is like some of the least amount of dick he has in a joke sometimes, which is weird. Like your Pompeii masturbator might be more dick heavy.
I was thinking about that today. I want to bring that back.
That's good.
I do this. I do this joke about like being scared of, like, worried about nuclear war coming, and I wonder what I'm going to do in my last moments. So I channel my spirit animal, which is the Pompeii masturbator. It sounds funnier than it
Don't
is,
laugh
but-
after you say your joke, you son of a bitch. Say the joke.
But I think I'm funny, so somebody has to.
I love
He
when
laughs
people
again.
laugh at their own jokes.
I'm a giggler. Leave me alone.
He is a fucking giggler.
We need more gigglers. That's good for comedy.
Sure is.
Yeah,
I feel like I have the worst laugh for comedy because I'll think something's hilarious and I'm like, huh, huh. Like,
Yeah, I heard
suck.
that a couple times. I was like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. You know who laughs like that too? Allie from Hollowed Ground has that same laugh too. Have you met Allie?
I don't think so. I think I have seen her in the interwebs. Allie,
Yeah, she's very, very active on Facebook.
Yeah,
But you guys
she
are very
seems
similar.
cool.
So I think the only time we've really ever mentioned that a host is great is they all, I don't think we come across like a really bad host, but you and Allie
we have.
like the best. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. Yes, we definitely have.
You and Allie have like very similar energies. Like you can tell like you really care about that mic. You know what I mean? Like you care that people are having a good time, and you both have that in common.
Well, thank you.
But
I feel like I
Yeah,
extra
very
have to meet
similar to
Alex.
Derek at Clemento's. I would put you guys all in the same vein, like Derek, Allie,
yeah,
and Aaron. Yeah, all great hosts. Yeah, we gotta do like an episode where we bring on the all-star hosts, and that way the shitty ones know because we'll leave them out, and they know who they are though.
Like, I should do like a game show episode.
Yeah, that'd be
we
sweet.
could. Actually, Derek does one. Derek Ziva at Clementos. They did a comedian game show like I don't know a month ago.
Nice.
I didn't
We'll
get
do
to
one
intrigue.
that's like Jamaica Plain is how you get bankrupt, like in Wheel of Fortune, is you have to go to fucking Jamaica Plain and do comedy there. Because that fucking sucks.
So how did your mic end? Oh, I'll let Anthony go because I've been talking a lot. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
god damn, Wayne. Do you want like 99 questions, Wayne? One question, Anthony? Fuck. Jesus. I'm just kidding. Love you. So, Erin, what's your favorite color?
Right now, purple. Usually red.
Nice.
But
I
I'm
like
in
how it
purple.
changes.
Yeah.
Your color fluid. That's
Yes.
that's a new way to be. I like it.
What's
All
your
right,
favorite
all right.
color?
What I really meant to say was, what is your what's your goal in comedy? Are you at where you want to be, or you want to try to move forward more full time? Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I would love if I could just pay all of my bills with comedy, because that would mean
so
that
nice.
I'm doing what I love to do. I used to have, the big dreams of like a special, like touring, like famous, whatever. But now that I've been building just stuff around here in my own backyard, it's like that's way more fun. It's I make more money doing that. I like it's better networking. Like now, like when I did the Seacoast Comedy Fest and I heard about the Dover 400 block party. Dover turns 400 this year. That's if you saw all the Dover 400 stuff going around, that's what that's about. And there's this little courtyard. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it's Wayne's mic. You got a lot of ambient noise going on, Wayne. Is your mic on your chain what's taking you instead of your actual microphone? Or
I don't
is
think
the
so.
setting on your mic all in the wrong spot?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, your ambient noise is fucking wild.
I don't know what that is. I apologize.
It's the ghost that you joke about. Sorry. Keep going, Aaron.
I love a good ghost. Yeah, well, now that I've started doing things around here, it's like I turned this courtyard that's actually right near the brick into a venue, which it ended up being a really sweet spot for comedy, but it's just like seeing stuff that's right in front of me, I guess. Like I got to do a comedy show at a museum that's downtown Dover, and they had never done a comedy show before, so it's like, in a way I made my own little local history, and like that to me just that's really my priority in comedy, is bringing it here and growing it organically here instead of trying to chase, I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond, I guess, instead of
Well, you seem to be doing
trying
that
to
for
be
sure,
rich and
especially.
famous. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of people to go up there and talk about it. Like we had Nick Powell on last week, and he was talking about how he liked your mic a lot in there, and you brought it up without anything. So it's definitely on the tip of everybody's tongue saying you should go check that one out. That was who was the person who told us to go, Wayne? Who said it was an amazing mic? Like I know Justin said that, but who did he get it from? Was it Danny or something?
I think Danny P.
Yeah, he was there recently.
Yeah. I see you have quite a few people that I really enjoy going up there. I see on your the posters that you put up. I forget who is coming up this week. I know you have Lloyd Sharp coming up this week, right?
Yes.
And who? Oh man, who was the other one? He has kind of like the Mitch Hedberg vibe. What's his name?
Does. He was there last
Do you
time.
remember his name?
No.
That has come or is Casey Crawford? No.
No, no.
Oh,
Well,
no,
no,
Casey Crawford was
No,
yeah, the touring guy.
but how
It's
did
hard
your,
for me to remember week to week.
yeah?
Trust me, yeah, definitely.
How did your mic turn into a mixed mic? Was it always a mixed mic, or was it
Yes, it was. The Brick actually, for years, was a music venue. Upstairs, they used to have a big stage and like a full bar, and they would do like rock shows up there. And I was lucky to do comedy up there a couple times, but they've since rebranded, and now they have golf simulators up there. So the mic was actually the first like live entertainment, pretty much since it converted and rebranded, and now they have live music there on Friday nights too, because they had to update all of their stuff so that we could do the mic, and now it's kind of seeing its older glory as an entertainment venue. So that's been really cool to watch. But right from the get-go, I was like, I don't, whether you're a comedian or a musician or a magician, or like you can burp the national anthem, like whatever you want to do, it's an open mic, like come dazzle us and have fun. And that was kind of just the vibe that I've always wanted it to have. And yeah, so far only really comedians and musicians have taken me up on it. There's been one poet/storyteller, but I have yet to find a musician or a magician. So
Oh, that's what I was about to say. You need a magician in there. I'm gonna learn like 5 magic tricks so I can fucking go do there. That's gonna be
Hell
fucking
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, that was our first mixed mic. I wasn't sure what to think of it going into it. I wasn't sure what to expect going into it. I always just assumed that comedy takes a back seat and things like that, and you'd have some people there to see some music, and then people start saying some heinous shit, and then
Yeah, music's way better. Like, and when you think about the live performance of it, we're in such a deficit to the live musician. Like, they can use technology. It's like using performance-enhancing drugs for their performance. It's so much better. So we got to like dick our way out of that somehow.
Right.
Didn't
Well,
work.
in the Bricks case, like even though it is a mixed mic, it's definitely a comedy dominated mic, and I think when you're at an open mic that's primarily music and people are there to listen to music and talk to their friends and just kind of have it in the background or whatever, and then all of a sudden a comedian gets on, I think there's more of a factor there of like what the fuck, like we didn't come here for this. Whereas if it's like a mostly comedy mic and then a musician gets on, the audience is still there for the show. They've been listening to the comedy. There's like a music break. Maybe they'll go order a drink or whatever. But then when the next comedian gets on, they're still kind of there for it. So I kind of have that.
That is
working
perfect.
for it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
It's good.
I actually lied. We did have one mic. It was actually in Jamaica Plain, where it
That
was
was
like
music.
20.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was like 25 comics, and then one guy. It was like number 23, and we stayed because we were like, oh, we'll stay to the end. And this guy played his saxophone for like 15 minutes straight, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
I suppressed
Put that
that
thing
memory
away.
like an assault, like in my early years. You just flooded that memory back into my head of that fucking wretched place.
He was really good, but
Yeah,
we
he
were
was
just
good.
staying. We wanted to. They gave away a prize at the end, so we wanted to stay and just see how they did that and what that was like. And that guy just like made a drag on, and that was like, what is that, like an hour and 15 minutes for you, and it was like an hour for me to
Yeah,
get home.
and we stayed to see how they do the fucking prize, but the problem was the hosts, too, got annihilated progressively more and more as the night went on. So by the end, when they had to pick somebody to give the prize to, they were basically like pin the tail on the donkey of whoever they could find to put the fucking... They're like, this guy.
They couldn't remember who went up on stage. They were like,
Yeah. And
How-
that's a tough one. That's a goddamn tough mic.
How do they pick like, does somebody actually win or it's just random or?
Yeah, so they picked two. I'm gonna say random because we were paying attention, and not us, but there were other people in the audience that were way better than the two that got picked. Not saying they were horrible, but there were people that were way better. And then it was an audience applause type of thing.
Ah.
So
There's no audience,
Which is-
though.
I mean-
it's just sad. Just a sad place in a sad city, sad people. It's full of sad things.
Poor
And I
Jamaica
fucking
Plain.
curbed my rim when I got there too. So
I mean,
curbed
that's
my
your
rim.
fault.
We ate shit. Yeah, Wayne, but I'm petty. Okay, let me be petty every once in a while. God
For the
damn
last
Wayne.
month, it's been every day.
I know. Yeah, I know. Can you guys tell that I don't sleep anymore? I'm quite catty
Same.
at Wayne. Oh yeah, you know the game.
Oh, sure
Yeah.
do. Yep.
I'll send you snapshots of the texts. They're really depressing for me.
So Wayne likes to ask because his wife doesn't think that he's funny at all, and he likes to say my wife doesn't, but she does think I'm funny.
She just thinks I'm funnier.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no,
I'll
every
hold
once
it
in a
over your
while.
head.
Yeah, every once in a while she goes, "Does Wayne have to have 60 dick jokes, or could he have 30 of them?" And you're like, "I need all of them." But so, does your significant other play any role in your comedy? Do they help push you forward? Do they think you're funny? Any of that stuff?
I mean, he stays home with the kids while I go do comedy.
Well, hey, that's fucking support enough in and of itself, because that's
Yes.
that's a hard gig.
Yes.
Do you
And
share
then-
your sets with him?
Yeah, if I'm going on, not really like when I'm hosting, but if I'm like gonna do a show, he'll be like, "Do you wanna like run your set and time?" Because I like to time it beforehand, so I'll talk it at him, and every now and then he'll give me a note like, if you change this word, I think it'd make more sense or whatever. So yeah.
I try that with my wife, but it's right over her head. The only way I know if something's funny is if she looks at me like she wants a divorce.
It's a good way to
mean-
tell.
That's like her resting face. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm a tough one.
Yeah, no, I couldn't practice running my set in front of my wife either. I tell her the jokes as it is, but I couldn't run my set because a lot of them are about her and in quite derogatory ways. So it'd be tough to,
I mean,
do that with
you
my kids as the audience.
you live those though. You say that to her face.
Yeah, it happens.
You
Yeah,
piece
I
of
get
shit.
it, but no, I'm here for the funny. Everybody, all right? So, you have any dates coming up and all that we can plug as we come to the end of this sucker?
August 28th, I'm hosting my monthly installment at Fury's Public House, which is also in Dover. That's a good time. Amy T is headlining, actually, the lady that got me started in the first place. So it's coming
That's a
full
nice
circle.
full circle for you, huh?
Yeah, should be a good time.
Well,
That's
Wayne,
awesome.
make sure that you do whatever internet magic you need to do to repost that, and we'll
Yeah, send me all that stuff and anything you want me to throw in there, and I'll do my best to remember to throw it all in there.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you
So.
guys.
Oh,
Yeah, us too.
anytime.
It
We
was
can't
great.
wait to
We'll-
get back.
Yes, I'm glad it was worth the drive. I think that's honestly a bonus for the brick that it's a little farther away, so that it's not like the same people, like you said. And then because there's not a mic around every corner here like there is in Massachusetts, like there are audience members that come out for it every week. Some of the regulars from me just working there just come out every week to support. So that's pretty cool too.
That's a good point about being so far away too. Out of the beaten path, is that I don't think you get. Not that there's a ton of undesirables, but sometimes you come across some undesirables that you see all the time, and you're just like, Jesus, just stay home tonight. And I don't think you get a lot of those.
Whatever.
Change-
I mean, maybe you do, and you're not going to tell us, but
And that helps for the 10-minute spots too, because it's like not the whole Boston scene is going to be there because it's a little farther away. So the lists are a little lighter, and then you can have a longer spot, and then that kind of becomes a benefit in itself. So it kind of, I don't know, I think it's a good thing going. I'd like to see
I
it.
think so, dude. This is the
rock on.
closest mic to me, too. I normally have to. Wayne lives near Lowell-ish, so that's a really close to him, but very far from me, so I'm always fucking driving my dick off. And Dover is only like 15 minutes from my house. And Newington is like 10 minutes from my house, so I'm going to do both of those. It's going to be great.
Hell yeah, Rebel House. I'm excited about that one.
I've been
me
seeing
too.
posts on that. They're videotaping and everything, and like
Yeah.
it looks like really high production value too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. I actually haven't been there, but I've heard about it and I've seen pictures, and I know that people actually like record podcasts there, and he has a stage, and it's like BYOB and pretty cool. I'm excited to check it out.
That is awesome. What you said there's not a lot up there for mics, but the ones that you do go to, like if you don't, obviously you go to the Brick, but aside from that, where do you go if there's not a ton out there? Are you doing a lot of driving when you do the open mics when you can?
When I was going to them, I would actually go up toward like Portland, not quite that far, but Ian Stewart used to have one. I honestly forget what town it was in at this point, but that one was fun. I know there is another one in Dover on Monday nights, but that one's primarily music. It's at Cara. And then like the Stone Church in Newmarket does an open mic on Sundays, but again, it's like primarily music. So yeah, it's Dover's cool because it's like you can go to Portland or Boston, and it's pretty much the same distance. It's like, do I want to go
Yeah.
north or south today?
Anthony just met Ian Stewart for the first time last week, I think. Yeah,
love
the
Ian
Sunday
Stewart.
before we met you.
He's good stuff.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We did the Old Orchard Beach, the GFB Scottish pub.
He
And,
was part of my inspiration for starting the Seacoast Comedy Festival, because I saw that he had started the Portland, Maine Comedy Festival. I'm like, you can just start a comedy festival? Like, I want to do that. So
I'm glad you mentioned that because that was on the top of my head based on your email. I wanted to ask you about that. What's that all about?
I pulled a comedy festival out of my ass in 3 months. And I came up with the idea for it in March, and I pitched it to Mark Mocha. Do you know Mark? He does.
I do not.
He has so many comedy rooms. I don't know how he does it. He's like a wizard. But I pitched it to him, and I asked if he wanted to work together on it. And in my mind, I was thinking it would start like next year, you know. But then he, in true Mark fashion, was like, "All right, I got Cara, I got Sea Dog, I got North Country Hard Cider, like all on board for June. Like, let's fucking go." And I was like, "All right, I guess we're doing this." So it turned into 35 shows in 31 days between
Wow.
me, Mark, and 3 other producers: Geneva Gonzalez, Stefan Francesconi, and then Jake Valeri also got on board. So it was like Dover, Portsmouth, Newmarket, Exeter. It became this whole big thing, and then that was when I got to do the show at the museum for Dover 400, and that was like a double festival crossover because Dover was doing their little birthday festival, so it was like a Seacoast Comedy Festival Dover 400 collaboration, and then I hosted the open mic in an alley for the block party. It just I don't know, it kind of just took on a life of its own, and it was very chaotic, and I'm hoping next year it will be more organized. Like I wanted to have comedians submit this year, but I just didn't have time to like figure that all out because I did like the website, the social media. I was trying to promote like all the producers behind it and all the comedians on top of, you know, coordinating my own shows that I was making up on top of doing the mic at the Brick. You know, just it was just so much in so little time, but it was awesome, and hopefully.
Well, we look forward to submitting to that. That's going to be fun next year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and definitely let us know. You probably, now that we're Facebook friends, you probably see me. I try to share as many posters and, you know, try to push everybody up that I can. So definitely keep us in the loop so
Doing
I
the
can help
Lord's
promote
work.
things. I'm trying to. You know, I don't see a lot of people sharing that kind of stuff, and I think it's important to help each other.
Yes, agreed.
So.
Yeah, I think if the
stuff.
Lord did exist, he would be on Facebook with all those fucking geezers on there, like those people. That's what I want. God damn. All right. So, anyways, everybody
He would be at
who's
the Brick.
watching this, please. Oh yeah, he would be fucking at the Brick on the night that me and Wayne go and want to talk about fucking Lucifer. Okay, so everybody, go see Erin at the Brick every Wednesday. It's the best mic on Wednesday around anywhere north of the Mississippi. So go see that shit.
Woo!
And it's always a worthy step in the quest for laughs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did it.
Is that not like horrifying for you? Like if you go up and let's say you're trying out new jokes and you bomb, and then you have to go in the next day, and they're all like, "Wow, you ate shit."
No, I eat shit there every week. I don't care.